Hello. Today is International Literacy Day 2024. This year's theme, Promoting Multilingual Education, Literacy for Mutual Understanding and Peace, highlights the crucial role of languages in fostering global harmony. Tune in to hear insights from the National Consortium for Multilingual Education India on how MLE supports literacy and learning in diverse linguistic contexts, bridges cultural divides, and empowers communities by valuing every child's home language in education.
Imagine yourself as a 6-year-old in a classroom where the teacher is using a language that you do not understand, and the textbook is written in a language which is unfamiliar to you. How do you think a 6-year-old feels? Alienated, disinterested, and fearful of making mistakes, thereby increasing the burden of learning. India recorded more than 19,000 languages in its 2011 census, and 28 languages are now used as medium of instruction in school. In a language mapping done in Chhattisgarh across 30,000 schools, 93 languages and its varieties were mapped out. Children and teachers faced a language challenge. Teachers did not know the familiar language of children and could not teach in the language of instruction as they were not proficient. Multilingualism has cognitive benefits. Teaching children in the language that is familiar to them engages them in the learning process and emotionally connects them to the learning environment that they are in. Adopting MLE in the classroom brings inclusivity in the classroom and acknowledges the diversity of languages in the classroom. Starting education with the most familiar language for children is giving them the best start in life.
Sustainable Development 4 talks about inclusive and quality education for all. In particular, it mentions the elimination of discrimination for indigenous people groups and the appreciation of diverse cultures. All those things plead for the use of local languages in the classrooms. Also, the global attention for foundational learning is closely linked to multilingual education. Only if we teach children to read and process information in a language they understand well, real learning can take place. It is therefore clear that multilingual education is of high relevance to the global education community.
Hello and namaste. In a highly globalized economy, English is often perceived as a very important language for economic mobility and for global competitiveness. Due to this reason, we are aware that it is introduced as a language of instruction or is introduced as a subject in early years curriculum, much before students have demonstrated literacy in their home language. We strongly believe that early literacy can be achieved by students if they are exposed to their home language or the most familiar language, and that a language of instruction need not be English for students to become competent users. Competency in English can very well be achieved if it is taught as a subject in the classroom. We look forward to supporting the efforts of the National Consortium for Multilingual Education by sharing actionable insights and a strong evidence base through our research work, which will inform into better teaching, learning, and assessment of English in India's multilingual classroom. Thank you.
Prior experience of children are embedded in cultural expression of the parents and the community. Multilingual education banks often culturally responsive curriculum and instructional materials in children's language to represent their culture in classroom for a better learning with a structured cognition. Therefore, in MLE, the culture of the children is most important.
Virtually every aspect of the education system and MLE are deeply linked. They have a symbiotic relationship, whether it is curriculum, syllabus, pedagogy, textbooks, supplementary reading materials, classroom management, assessment, or planning, or community involvement. All aspects that happen in and around a school are deeply linked with MLE. And similarly, systemic aspects too. For example, whether it is recruitment of teachers, their preparation, monitoring, follow-up, performance assessment, or research, or the administration of a system. All of these aspects deeply are linked with the fact that we have multiple languages and that the education system is successful only if it reaches out to each one of the children from those varied languages and it does justice to their educational needs. So as MLE is successful, systems are successful. And as systems are successful, so is MLE successful. That is what we would like to see in the context of India and all other places wherever there are multiple languages in use.
I am Geeta Verma from CARE USA. Multilingual education offers many benefits to the society and its economy. First of all, when we ensure children are exposed to multiple languages in early years, they begin to appreciate, recognize, and understand other culture that comes through the languages that are present in the classroom as well as found otherwise. It fosters harmony and leads to equity in the society.
India's National Education Policy 2020 and the National Curriculum Frameworks have emphasized the importance of using children's familiar languages in primary education. There is, however, little clarity about how this can be achieved at scale, given the diverse and fluid language situations in our country. A national consortium of organizations and individuals was formed exactly a year ago to articulate, advocate, and implement a robust vision and programs for multilingual education in India. These individuals and organizations are committed to operationalizing the vision of NEP and NCF and work on pragmatic models of multilingual education in diverse Indian contexts. The National Consortium for Multilingual Education in India today includes reputed organizations like NCERT, UNICEF, Language and Learning Foundation, SIL, British Council, CARE India, Room to Read, etc. My understanding is that this is only the second such national network for MLE in the entire Asia. All my best wishes to everyone on the International Literacy Day 2024 for promoting multilingual education for improved learning and peace. Thank you.